think that's something I've always created in my head, that like the reason I'm not able to conform to certain things, or the reason like my life isn't easier than it could be, is because of like that lack. Do you get what I mean? And that lack sometimes feels like a void. And I hate that. Like I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. And like, yeah. Yeah. I think my dream has always to be, not only to recognize the greatness within, but to feel like I can show up at that as that person all the time. And I don't feel like that's necessarily something I've always been able to do. And I feel like doing Teenage Dream has kind of awoken that. I'm this person that I've really been dreaming about my entire life. But even with that awakening, it was like, okay, I've awoken this connection, or this portal to this version of myself that maybe did have that self-belief that perhaps I've lost over the years. But I just wanted it back. I want to be that bold and confident person. I think back to maybe who I was again before this teenage dream, or these teenage years occurred. I think about the person that I was, and yeah, maybe he did need a little bit of support, and a little bit of care, and a little bit of like attention. Maybe he did need that, and that's a void in and of itself. And I think I've always desired validation, not because I don't know who I am, but because I do know who I am. I just don't. I don't know if it's I don't know, or I just don't feel safe to fully navigate that in the real world. I think that void has made me. I think it's made me very prone to the feeling of fear.
Bro, fuck this shit.
I say this to a lot of my close friends and stuff. I talk about how I'm realizing that I don't know if I believe in fearlessness. I feel like fear is something that you constantly are having to overcome and overcome and overcome. And honestly, I've been losing my strength to constantly keep overcoming it. And also have this dream where I just want to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And overcoming that fear has become really hard. Really, really hard. Again, even though that series and making it and writing and starring in it was very therapeutic and cathartic, I still felt a void. And and it was weird. It was like living this teenage dream and having a taste of it made life and not living it feel like a nightmare.
Let's open these bad boys up. There we go. There we go. Oh my god, and it's got a spine. So this is the latest issue of the Cult magazine. Spelling mistake, but it's fine. No, it is not, and I need my life to change.
And it was weird. It was like living this teenage dream and having a taste of it made life and not living it feel like a nightmare. And that ache and that void was just following me wherever I went. And I think one night I just realized it. This feeling of emptiness that perhaps I felt maybe my entire life is a great big void. And I decided to enter it. Welcome to the Void Incorporated.
Hi, my name is Ray Malone, and I'm the CEO of The Void Incorporated, the next frontier in content creation. Saint had been on our radar for quite some time, and when he called for The Void, we answered. We enjoyed Teenage Dream and the way it found ways to really kind of illustrate the different layers of one's dream and one's hopes and passions and desires and all of that. And we knew that he would be a perfect candidate for our technology. At The Void, we have a bit of a different understanding of what the dream is and what the void is. I think a lot of us feel the void is this inner darkness within. It's this need that we feel to move up in life or be more than what we are, or just feel something different than we feel in our everyday lives. We see that desire, we see that hunger, and we just see it a bit differently. What if we enter the void and not necessarily fear the darkness, but maybe just turn the lights on and see everything that you've desired right inside it? And we harness what that is, all that desire, hope, wonder bottled up within. We turn it into signal, and we make the dream come true.
And so you don't know what it's like to be unfaithful.
Yeah.
But to be unfaithful,
what am I trying to do?
To still be
What am I
faithful,
trying
to
to
wake
do?
you up in the morning and
What am I
still
trying to say?
come by your house and
That's
keep your
really
kids safe.
I'm trying to find ways to
When
give
the
it to people.
kids are coming up missing in
Family,
houses,
but
and
I've also got to
village, and people are shooting
be able to
people, and
exemplify
people are crashing planes
that I
into
do
buildings,
care.
and you're still walking.
What am I praying? All of that. It's got to say that. My work has got to say that. It's like, what am I doing? My work just screams of like it's just because I'm not ready. I'm not in this headspace. So like, I need to like go and like construct, and I think that's what Teenage Dream has allowed me to do. It's allowed me to be like shit, just to like get myself in a place where like, yeah, I'm allowing the quick successes, I'm allowing myself to experience, to flow. Do you know what I
This one
mean?
is real simple, and I want
It's
you
so
to learn
true.
just get up.
I want to be making the best
We've been together.
content. I want to be doing the best
Kim Rutherford, myself. Don't pass
because I am the best, and not because I need to worry about how much
We're blessed in the
money I'm
city.
making or
Big Tom and myself.
when am I going to find a job.
There's many other tracks.
Do you know what I mean? And I believe in myself, you know.
Put your hands together if you want to.
And I don't want to walk around feeling like every moment I'm second guessing or filled with trepidation or fear. Like even just to feel like someone gonna knock on the door. And then we needed a long buffer period to kind of get the technology working and truly unlock the potential within Saint. So I am like I'm not making content anymore. Like I'm not, but I'm definitely like I'm getting off social media. I'm not doing this anymore. I need to get myself to a better position, and a big part of this is the way I handle pressure and just stress. and how easily I get overwhelmed by things. And it's about things that like I shouldn't even be getting overwhelmed about. Do you get what I mean? It's all these things that I'm getting overwhelmed, and it's honestly like, you shouldn't give a fuck. A big part of it's now, yeah, like I do have, this is a very radical act of faith, because it's like, yeah, I believe in myself and my content and what I do enough now that's like, I know I can go away for like 3 months and I'll be fine. And that's the confidence like I've got to have, so that I can thrive and achieve what I want to do, but also like be alive to enjoy it, which is where I like something I don't think I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'll see you on the flip side. Things will be like, I feel like, and then when I come back, it'll be like, yes. Do you know what I mean? I want to feel like, yes, like he's here. Saint, no, yeah, but yeah, not there right now. So and then we got to work. Hi, my name is Saint, and I'm brought to you by The Void Incorporated. So I guess I'll say I've been signed. The working relationship with The Void Incorporated is really special, and it's really interesting, but it's mainly to benefit me. So what our neuroimplant does is it joins up with the DMN, the default mode network. The default mode network is the part of your brain that is active when you're not doing thinking, sitting, wondering, dreaming. Our neural implant joins this network, acting as a bit of a cloud, creating signal that we at The Void Incorporated can pick up and render as high fidelity media. It was definitely something, getting that all kind of installed in and whatever. But it was part of the process, and I think I'm super grateful to even be at a place like this, essentially allowing you to make art straight from the mind. And yeah, that's incredible. And I get to be the first content creator who gets to illustrate the power of these facilities. So I'm honored. I truly am. So in our testing phase, we installed signal receptors into Saint's room. When the lights go green, it means that we start to pick up this signal. What happens is the lights go green, and essentially to me that means that we're live.
The Cult Issue 4. Buy now at www.thecultmagazine.com.
And then we knew that the technology was working.
Bucking like a mechanical bull. Bucking, whoa, bucking. A good night, blow money is full. Look at that horse, look at that horse, look at that horse. Pretty as hell, all natural, done it on farce. Bucking, whoa, bucking. A good night, whoa, yeah. Patience is thin, your hormones is right at the rim. It was just going in, bucket, do it again. A-T-Y and West, I ain't stunned by them. Say that shit on the trend, come back and fuck up the pen. Say the things that I know will offend, wear that shit that I know start a trend. Take the Bugatti off with a spin, ain't no top, feel the wind on my skin. Ooh, these niggas in the den, they hiss and don't listen to them. They bite every once and again, but it gets stomped down when we bucking, whoa, bucking.
I think I've always imagined myself as this thing that's larger than life. You know, when I was a little boy, I did take a lot of joy in like just consuming. I would say it's art, but just all types of media, particularly just content, stories, videos. I always looked at things and was like, yeah, I can do that, or I want to do that. Do you get what I mean? One of my most formative ones is my Doctor Who and Glee fan fiction, which if you dig like deep on the internet, you can find. You can find, but I've always wanted to be that and do that. And I think The Void Incorporated, the technology, and just the support and guidance I get from Ray and the entirety of The Void. I think one thing in life that cannot be understated is actually how hard it is to be yourself. So The Void kind of eliminates that natural fear that arises in not only the art of being, but the art of creating too. So yeah. And with this technology, this connection to The Void, we knew we had an opportunity to create Saint's Dream for him. And right now I get to be making the content that I want to be making, exactly how I want it to look, say and feel. And with that, the world's my oyster. And the current of that is simply my mind. So of course I was gonna take the opportunity and enter The Void. And I feel like that's what I want to push, you know, with the network and the content, keeping that production value and that standard of quality and substance, and finding a way to make it 24/7 to, you know, not only match the algorithm, but, you know, rival what broadcast TV has going on, you know. That's the dream. The launch of the same network is something that's been a top priority at The Void Incorporated. And we in Saint have been working incredibly hard to bring the best kind of programming that really reflects him. And I mean, we're all obliged to make it happen, you know, the dream or nothing. So, and we had the opportunity to show you that. Right, let's do this. Right, how are you feeling with everything with the Saint Network? I'm excited. So right, this is something from research and development, a new show concept that they had called channel surfing. And I think this would really benefit your audience in terms of I think understanding you and who you are and your essence a bit more. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's room for, again, with what we've discussed in terms of getting it to be some kind of 24-hour, 24/7 output, and just, you know, putting out content and just going really hard for the dream. So I'm yeah, totally ready to do and to facilitate whatever it is. So yeah, let's see it. About to try a doctrine.
Let's still do it. We should ask you.
Who?
It's like mental ill, like you a lot of us are just mentally ill, like
To myself, if you really wanted it, you wouldn't act like this. If you really wanted it, you wouldn't act like this.
bitch, and you heard me say about 100 times. I love your ass in the worst way. I love your ass in the worst way.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, so did you hear when she was like, don't this shit make a nigga wanna
Let me break it on down for you, Pam Kenya.
Oh god, this is dry. It feels like minstrelsy. Really? Yeah. I just don't like the feeling of being exposed or feeling like, well, I mean, okay.
and then kind of touching on Teenage Dream, the film that's coming out. We're kind of ready to get rolling on that.
What do I think about doing transmission time?
Right, think about it like this. All media is a reconfiguration of memory to some degree. You take an experience, a memory, and you treat it like clay. And our technology is allowing you to do that directly from the brain. So when it comes to making Teenage Dream, if you want it to be this magnum opus that you know it can be, just kind of ask yourself, what is the teenage dream? I feel like I work hard to take myself seriously, and it does feel like I've been like typecast, or and I know that like that's a lot to do with like my teenage years or whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes you just wanna
Feel nothing.
We definitely did experience some technical difficulties in the making of the film, but I think people will understand what that film means and what that film is. So in The Void, we believe there is this pure, most ideal self within, and our technology brings that to life, and you get to see that for yourself. And we want to give you Saint and help his dream come true. That's why we're here.
What do you hope to gain from this dream and from The Void Incorporated?
Instead of just kicking me, why don't they give me a lift? Well, it must be a plot, because they're scared that I got such a gift. Well, I'm miffed.
I want to be the greatest star.
'Cause I'm the greatest star. I am by far. But no one knows it. Wait, they're gonna hear a voice.